Hey guys, it's the 8-Bit Music Chicken here and welcome to the 8-Bit Music Chicken Gaming Show. At the end of this video, I have a quick update to tell you on the 8-Bit Music Chicken movie show and some changes happening to the 8-Bit Music Chicken Gaming Show, but more to that later. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing Pac-Man for the Atari 2600. So, let's go. Now, whether you're a gamer or not a gamer, pretty much everybody's heard of Pac-Man. It's such a classic game and it's pretty much the face of gaming. Now this is obviously based off what Pac-Man's most well known for, the arcade version. But coming to the Atari 2600, which has hardware a lot less powerful to the arcade, how did it turn out? Because it's not exactly like the arcade and has some changes, a lot of people online I've seen complaining about it, saying it's a bad game. And I'm here to tell you that, although it may have some problems, which I'll cover later, it's not that bad. First of all, let's talk about the graphics. Now the graphics are different to the arcade version. For example, the arcade had a blue maze and a black background. And here, as you can see on the picture on the cartridge, this has a yellow, orangey maze and a blue background. I don't know why they went with this choice. It would have been cooler if it was the original colour scheme. But as far as the Atari 2600 graphics go, it's not that bad. The animation of Pac-Man is really cool, but for some reason, the ghosts are all the same colour, so it's not like Blinky being red, Pinky being pink, and all the other ghosts' colours on the original one. Here, they're kind of pinky, and they're flashing. Just flashing. And sometimes, they go invisible, so you can't see them. You can just about see them most of the time, but this is probably the game's biggest flaw. It's probably something to do with it having rather weak hardware on the Atari 2600 compared to the arcade, but it really does take the game down from being amazing. But it's still perfectly playable, although this is a bit of an issue. The music and sound in this game are pretty much what you expect, but I think it's not bad at all. For example, when you eat a power pellet, the bleeping noises are really cool and they keep you in kind of an urgent rush to get all the pellets. So for the Atari 2600, it's not that bad on that department. Now, the maze on this version is a lot different to the arcade. It's a different shape, but to be honest, I still think the maze in this one is perfectly playable on. It's probably just as good as the arcade version, albeit being a bit different. The pellets are evenly laid out on it as you'd expect, and still really fun to play on. The difficulty of this game is pretty even. If anything, it's a bit easier than the arcade version, but nevertheless, it's still really fast paced and keeps you on your toes. Despite what I said earlier about them flickering, the AI of the ghosts, aka how they move and where they move, is actually really good. They all come after Pac-Man trying to get in, and it's not much different to the arcade in that respect. Now, as you'd expect, the controls for the Atari 2600 are really simple, and this game gets them spot on. All you pretty much need is to move, because that's pretty much the controls of Pac-Man. But it's responsive and really easy to navigate yourself through the maze. So, in conclusion, this game does have its differences from the arcade version, but gameplay-wise, it is still fairly similar in most respects. But if you did take the comparison of the arcade version away from the equation, this game would happily stand as being one of the best Atari 2600 games out there. So, if you see it or see it online for a cheap price, pick it up. It's a must-have if you have the Atari 2600. Before I end the video, I just want to say that next week, the 8-Bit Music Chicken movie show is going to start. I am really confident that I'm going to be able to start it next week, and I think it'll turn out really well. So, this means that next Friday, there won't be an episode of the 8-Bit Music Chicken Gaming Show. And as I stated a few weeks ago in an update video, when I start the 8-Bit Music Chicken movie show, the 8-Bit Music Chicken Gaming Show will become a fortnightly show, so a new episode will come out every 2 weeks, And the 8-Bit Music Chicken movie show will have a new episode every 2 weeks also. So each week it will alternate between it being the 8-Bit Music Chicken movie show and gaming show. So now I've got that out of the way, I hope you're looking forward to the 8-Bit Music Chicken movie show next week, guys. But there will still be a ton more 8-Bit Music Chicken gaming show episodes, and I have a ton of stuff planned, so don't worry about that. See you guys.